welcome back to my channel for another episode of Actor Reacts. I did not think that this would turn into a series, but alas, this is part 3 of me reacting to TV commercials, random things that I have been in as an actor in the past. And some of these things I've actually never seen, so it'll be fun to react to it together with y'all. And some of these things I have some pretty interesting behind the scenes stories for, so I'll pause as we're reacting and give you those stories. As I mentioned, this is part 3. I will link part 1 and 2 down below. I've gathered 7 things today for us to react to. And in case you don't go watch part 1 and 2 first, my name is Michelle and I'm an actor here in LA. I am like almost everybody here in LA to where we are no-name actors, nobody knows who we are, but we work enough to, you know, get jobs occasionally, and I've been doing this since the age of 9. Today, I have something that was on Netflix that I forgot about. I have a Vance Joy music video that I forgot about. I have a couple commercials. Let's get into it. The way this is going to work is, unfortunately, I have to pull the audio from this camera, so I can't really like talk over these things. I've had some people in the past be like, girl, don't pause it, just talk over it. And I'm like, then the audio wouldn't work. Where should we start? Let's start with this because this is 2 minutes, we can watch the whole thing. I showed y'all the actual pilot episode for this in one of the previous videos of Actor Reacts, and I talked about the fact that we did like a teaser before we filmed the pilot episode of this. This was a show that was being created for CW Seed, but for budget reasons, it never actually got picked up, which is such a bummer because it was my first lead role on something like this. But in the trailer, we had a different guy playing Cupid, and it's, you know, very teen romancy, so let's just watch this together. I haven't seen this in so long.
I never thought there was a God till I came across you, yeah.
You got another one. These people must be ancient. Who still uses snail mail anymore?
Your fingertips are like lightning, and your skin is freckled with gold.
I don't need a dating service. Leave me alone.
So you're the girl. Of all the girls in the world, you're definitely not what I was expecting.
What do you mean by that?
Come with me, Lilac Black. I can explain our somewhat mythological situation. You see, we're Cupids. We match people. We've done it forever. But we do not deal with love ourselves. It's too dangerous. Yet many years ago, one of our own turned dark. His powers grew, so we banished him. But recently, mysteriously, he was matched with someone. He is the original. The most powerful of us all. He is Cupid himself.
Let me hear your heartbeat.
SOS! New guy. Hot AF. Starts today.
And he's matched with you.
I don't know why I find it so weird watching myself kiss someone. I can't even watch it. It's like too much for me. I get asked all the time what it's like to kiss someone on set, and honestly, it's the least romantic thing. We filmed this on basically kind of like a stage with like just a back light drop, and there's like 30 crew members all standing right around you, and they're basically like, all right, action. Okay, cut from the top, action. Okay, cut a little bit slower this time, action. So you're just doing it over and over and over. It's a weird thing. A lot of these people went on to do big things. Karen, this girl, sorry, that's not a good still of her. She's gone on to do so many huge things. She has like a lead role on a show on Bet, and she's just done so many things. And then the guy that played Cupid, he was in, oh gosh, what is that music video? Havana. He was a love interest in that music video like a week after we finished filming this, and I was like, all right, dude, you go. So I want to show you this because I have a crazy behind the scenes story for this, but I did not even know this was on Netflix. It's no longer on Netflix, but I was visiting my sister home in Texas, and she's like, I've been watching this show called Cold Case Files, and she started playing an episode, and I was like, this looks really familiar, and I was like, is this the middle of the episode? She said, mm-hmm. I said, can you go back? We went back, and I was in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is that show that I was on, and it's just a crazy... I feel like I shouldn't badmouth productions. That's probably an inappropriate thing to do, but whatever. I'm gonna tell you anyways, but let's just watch this one little clip. So brief. This is like us reenacting real stories, so it's one of those things where us as actors are like always out of focus, so you can't really see our faces, because then you would tell that we aren't the actual person in the situation. We're like reenacting someone's story, but I'm in like I was basically the person to find a dead body. This, apparently you can watch full episodes on IMDb. I did not know that, but I found the episode on IMDb, so we can watch this little part.
Up on my shoulders and take her back in the woods and go hunting with her, you know, and we had a good time.
A friend of mine, Karen Hobbs is her name, she was coming from Mount Washington in her vehicle. She cut through the river bottoms. She happened to glance over and there set something up against a tree. And she went and called the police.
She says that she thinks she's found a body. The FBI forensic team arrived on the scene.
Watching myself run in slow motion too is also almost as cringy as watching myself kiss someone, because I cannot run. This was funny because it was mostly shot with one guy in the car with me and then a drone. Those are the only two shots we did. I'm gonna try to be respectful here because obviously this was a big production that went on to go to Netflix, but this was something I self-submitted for, and the pay was terrible. I think we got paid like $75, $100, something crazy like that, which is unheard of. Very, very, very low, but I was brand new to LA and I was just wanting to be on set and do things. But we were on set for over 12 hours. I remember the actors kind of like complaining about different things. Like one girl did not know that she would have to do a scene where she basically got completely wet. And in the acting world, there's normally like an additional stipend that goes, it's like, I forget what they call it, like a wet fee or whatever, where if you have to do something where you get completely wet, your rate gets raised and all these different things, and they like would not pay anybody anything else. I don't think they fed us. We were there for way longer than we were supposed to be there. It was out in the middle of nowhere. The pay was really bad, and I just remember like a lot of actors were complaining, and they actually asked me if I would come back to be on another episode to reenact something else, and I told them no. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't think that this is worth my time. It's so bad. It's so bad. But productions, please pay actors fairly, please. Especially if you are a big enough budget production to then go on to be on Netflix, like please pay actors fairly. But there's that one. Okay, this is one that I have not seen yet. I remember it being a little bit cringy. This is a commercial for, you know how like car dealerships have specific locations and they will have like pretty low budget commercials? This was Mazda Netfin, Westlake. I don't even know where that is, but I drive a Mazda, so I'm all about that. I think I got this through an agency, and I remember it actually paying pretty well. Like a normal average rate, which is normally like $500 to $750 for a day rate. I don't think it had a buyout. I think it was all inclusive, but so it was like average lower end, obviously not as bad as Cold Case Files, but I had never seen this, and trying to come up with more things to react to in this video, I just searched this up and it popped up and we had a police car scene, so I was like, this must be it. So let's react to it together. Let's see how cheesy it is.
Still happy with your Mazda?
Yeah, thanks for the great deal.
And now, Nefton Westlake Mazda has fantastic deals. Get special limited time lease and finance rates on our huge new and pre-owned selection. For details, visit NeftonWestlakeMazda.com. Don't forget your free jelly beans. Nefton Westlake Mazda, we're in the neighborhood.
Oh my. That's so funny. Apparently they have some sort of thing about jelly beans. I don't know. I do remember filming this. It was up in like the Malibu mountains, way far up there. I had no cell phone service and I was dating Brook at the time, and I texted him like, hey, I'm gonna be on set, but I was there like way later than anticipated and I had 0 cell phone service, and he knew it was kind of like a dangerous drive up there. He genuinely thought that something happened to me, like I got in a car accident or something, and he was so afraid. His roommates told me by the time I was finally leaving, I called him when I had service again and I was like, hey, like I just wrapped, and he was like, oh my, thank God. I was so nervous. His roommates told me that he had his shoes on. He lived an hour away. He had his shoes on and was about to come looking for me because he thought something had happened to me, which is so sweet and so sad. But yeah, that was pretty cringy. It's funny that we were supposed to be like, you know, making out and stuff in the back of the car, but look, I was literally just like whispering in his ear. Ooh, scandalous. Oh man. Do you want to see the Vance Joy music video? Before reacting to the next couple of things, I want to give a quick thank you and shout out to today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. I am sure you've heard of me talk with them by now because I truly love them so much. Skillshare is an online learning community that has a ton of different classes from everything from the arts to business, entrepreneurship type classes, to just fun hobbies. And I know some of you watching this might be interested in acting or filmmaking, and they actually have a ton of classes on that as well. For example, there's a class called Low Budget Filmmaking, Tips and Tricks to Get an Indie Look. And there's even a class on Skillshare called the 10-Hour Acting Masterclass. There's like acting master classes on Skillshare too. They have something called a premium membership where when you join, you get unlimited access to their classes. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, which is way cheaper than taking acting classes in person, let me tell you, because I have done a lot of those. Their classes are amazing. They're really curated to learning. And whenever I work with Skillshare, they give an incredible offer where for a limited time, there will be a link down below in my description box. And using that link will get you the premium subscription for free. No strings attached. You can just try it out, learn whatever you want, pick up a new hobby, and then it's up to you if you want to continue with membership or not. So there's really nothing to lose, and it does help me out so much. So to all of you that have used my Skillshare links in the past, I've gotten so many incredible DMs of people that have loved it, and thank you back to you for helping to support my channel. And I can't wait to see what y'all will learn. Okay, back to the video. This is going to be difficult. I obviously don't want to get demonetized. I hope to make money off this video because this is my job. This is the one thing that I know would make me demonetized because this is a very popular song. It has 6.5 million views. So I think I can play like 15-second increments without getting in trouble. I will have all of these things linked down below if you want to watch the full version of all of these things. I was a huge Vance Joy fan for filming this video. I actually went to go see him in concert like a year or two before this. The nicest guy. I think his real name is James or something like that. He came around to every single person on set and was like, hi, I'm James. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really looking forward to today. What's your name? To every single person here. Like, such a nice guy. We were all hanging out together for like, it wasn't a super long day on set, maybe like 4 or 5 hours. And normally larger talent like him like goes off to their own thing. He was like, no, like totally chill to just hang with all of us. We just sat around talking like good old pals. I was like, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. A lot of the music video, I'm just kind of next to him. Here, I'll play a little bit of the audio.
Someone out on the west coast, I gotta get back, I can't let this go. I met someone.
Like that. So a lot of it, I'm just kind of there, and I'm kind of like one of his coworkers, I guess. And I have a couple. This guy was so funny. This guy, I got to know him pretty well on set. He was like, do you know this kid? He was like, is this like an internet famous kid? Like someone that got their start off YouTube or something? And I was like, no, Vance Joy is like he's a pretty big deal. And he was like, oh, never heard of him. And I was like, he's a pretty big deal. We're all just supposed to be like super disinterested because the whole premise of the thing is he hates his job, but he's just thinking about being somewhere better with the girl of his dreams. Part of the song is just them over and over going ba 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 da ba 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 ba, and they had all of us do that up close. It's so quirky. It was such a quirky thing. Like I said, I wish I could play more of this because it is a really cute music video, but I'll have it linked down below because I don't want to get demonetized. Such a nice guy though. Okay, let's see. What is this? Oh, okay. This is a commercial that came out, let's see, July, and I'm filming this in October. So this is a newer one. And this was by far the wordiest commercial I have ever filmed. The first half of it was literally filmed on an iPhone, and I had a lav mic underneath my workout clothes. And then the second half looks like a professional commercial. And I think that's kind of funny that they did it that way, because people are most likely only gonna watch the first half of this and then skip it on YouTube. And it's funny that they would choose to have like the lowest production value at the beginning. This was a mouthful of words. This was so much verbiage. You can go ahead and watch it together.
Hey guys, you need to download Honey. They make it super easy to save when you shop online, and it takes like 10 seconds to install. Seriously, don't skip. If you watch to the end, I promise you'll learn how to save money, and I'll show you something extremely cute, like almost too cute to be real. So Honey's a platform that saves you money all over the internet. They're part of the PayPal family, and it works automatically. So no more digging for coupon codes till you're yelling at the screen. Again, install Honey in like 10 seconds, and it adds the Honey button to your browser. So whenever you check out at an online store, you just click the Honey button, and they automatically search for and apply coupons. You can use Honey for future purchases too. Add what you're eyeing to your Honey drop list, and they will let you know when it goes on sale. I just saved 40 bucks on this pressure cooker. Finally, I have a place to store my unopened mail. And then there's Honey Gold. Use Honey and they give you money. Earn points for gift cards. That's it. As promised, cuteness time. Puppies, who's your friend? Cute! Download Honey and let the savings begin. Honey saves you money. Like I said, that was such like a wordy thing. And the second half is such higher quality than the first half. But the funny thing about this one is we were filming on a day that this house backed up to a hillside, and I guess they were doing like fire preventative things, and the city was cutting down all of the brushes up that hill. So there was a crew of like 10 guys, all with chainsaws, right behind us. There was a household with 2 dogs on the right where the dogs wouldn't stop barking, and a household on the left that had roosters that wouldn't stop crowing. So the sound guy was going crazy. He was like, we cannot get this today. Like, this is so bad. All of these sounds, this is terrible. And one of the production guys, we had really good burritos for breakfast on set this day. He took up like 30 burritos to the guys on the hillside and was like, hey, you can have all of these burritos if you just give us 30 minutes. Like, can you take a 30-minute break? This is all yours. Enjoy the food. And so he bribed them with burritos to stop doing their work, which is hilarious. But you know, we got it done. Okay, I want to show y'all a kind of low budget commercial. This is for a place called the Yogurt Shop. The behind the scenes story for this one is my mom was in town actually, and I was pretty new to LA. You can see my short hair and my old nose. This day I ate probably 7 different like soft served froyo containers. I just spent all day eating froyo, and I was like, this is the best. I paid pretty well. And it's funny because this is not a big chain, so they had a pretty good budget, I guess. And I think that there's only a couple locations around LA, but sometimes being an actor is literally just eating food over and over and over, getting paid for it. But I looked so different back then. I was very, very tiny. I have a different figure than I did when I was that age, and very short hair, but my short hair is coming soon. I feel like whenever my hair is also very poofy today. I feel like whenever we watch these like old clips and I see myself with short hair, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna do that again soon. Last but not least, something that a lot of people know me for is Tastemade. Now, if you don't know, I had my own show on Tastemade. I had 3 seasons, and this was something that I created all the recipes for myself. I will link this playlist down below. Unfortunately, almost every single one, I've done over 45 episodes with Tastemade. I think there's only like 10 on YouTube. The rest are streaming on like Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, Snapchat Discover, but a lot of the ones on here are from season 1. Season 1 was by far the cringiest season. We were still trying to kind of figure it out, and it was a little bit more scripted, which just didn't feel very natural to me. As the seasons went on, I was kind of able to be more myself, but the earlier seasons definitely felt more geared to kids. Like, I had plant friends and I would talk to plants and stuff. Like I said, I'll link all these down below, but let's just watch a little bit of one. This is the one that's first, so let's watch it. Also, if you want to see me be trashed, read through the comments
comments on these. People tear me apart. And these were on Facebook as well. And they all got over 1 million views on Facebook. They did way better than YouTube. These only have a few thousand views each on YouTube, but oh my gosh. Facebook people are ruthless. The comments I got, like, yes, I know. I filmed this when I was 19, 20, 21. And yes, I am a white girl that's making healthy-ish things out of unhealthy foods. And so like I'm a prime target to be torn apart because I just seem like a basic white girl that doesn't know what she's talking about, which is pretty true. But man, if you're looking for something to be entertained with, just read through these comments. But let's watch a little bit of one.
This butternut squash, along with some other plant-based friends, are the unexpected stars in today's vegan dish. I hear you're technically a fruit. Is that true? Chimichangas. They are the fried brother of the burrito, and they're basically the Tex-Mex king. I would know. I'm from Texas. But today we're going to be making a slightly different version because it's going to be vegan and baked. Don't run away yet. It might even be better than the real thing. Just wait. So instead of a meat filling, we're using this as our filling. It's butternut squash, and I love it for a lot of reasons. First, it's high in antioxidants, which we all already know is great for us. It's anti-inflammatory, which is all the rage right now. And I read that it can reduce symptoms of PMS. Where my ladies at? Eat some chimichangas. What I'm first gonna do is saute this in some avocado oil until it's nice and soft. Along with some garlic and onion. Now I'm gonna be stirring this around and sauteing this for a few minutes, so in the meantime, check out the rest of our ingredients. We're using gluten-free tortillas, and for our filling we have butternut squash, hatch green chilies, garlic cloves,
let's skip
black
forward
beans,
a little
brown
bit.
rice,
Oh,
quinoa,
I love this guy.
cayenne, garlic powder,
This guy's my favorite.
Trust me with your life, and by your life I mean your face.
Yeah.
Do you need a headband for that hair?
Nah.
Okay.
Blop. It's cold. It feels good though.
It feels a couple chunks.
Does it look ridiculous?
Well, your skin will be nice and hydrated in just 15 short minutes.
Good.
And since this is so pure, do you want to try a bite?
I can just eat it?
Yeah.
Sure. There we go. That's really good with salt, actually.
Guac and mask, y'all.
We need some chips.
Guac and roll. Looking good, boys. They're baked and all not that offended.
It's really good.
Good. I'm so glad. I'll try it too.
You said this was all vegan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very into it.
It has butternut squash, and black beans and quinoa and brown rice for protein and fiber.
Sure.
That's the sign of a success, a second bite. Well guys, this is a much healthier alternative to the fried guy. And with the swaps in there, like the butternut squash and the black beans, we're getting all that fiber and all those nutrients, so it's pretty healthy.
Yeah, and try that avocado face mask because I feel amazing.
Heck yeah.
Oh man. I would say one of the most common questions that I get is how does the logistics of working on a food show work? And there's actually a team of food stylists. There'd be like a primary one, and she normally had 2 assistants that would make everything. So if something had like 3 steps, they would have 3 pre-made steps already waiting for me. So if I was like, roll out this pie crust, we're gonna let it chill. I don't know, that wouldn't really visually look different, but then they would bring out a chilled pie crust, and then I'd be like, if we're gonna put the filling in and then we're gonna bake it, then they'd bring out a baked pie. And then if I'd be like, then we're going to decorate it and let it chill again, I don't know, this is a poor example, but you get what I say. They would be the ones actually like making everything, and I'd just be kind of showing the steps on camera, so it wasn't really me making the final product most of the time. So it worked out a lot better because the pressure was kind of off of me, which is really nice. But yeah, there's a lot of people that go into making food on set, and normally the actor, the host, or the chef even isn't actually making the food on set. They're just kind of like walking you through it. And then I'm sure you've seen it in like Food Network where they'll be like, and I actually have one I made earlier already in the fridge, and they'll pull it out. They didn't make that, I promise you. Someone else did. This was so fun. I truly enjoyed it. I would love to know y'all's thoughts down below. Which one you thought was the most fun? Which one you thought was the cringiest? There's a handful of cringy ones in here. I love y'all so much. I love this little series. I think it's a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.